Welcome everybody to the HHW Show podcast presented by CMG Sports. I'm OV1, and pretty shortly I got Hector V joining momentarily. But hey, it is the road to the Royal Rumble, and WWE is only like less than 3 weeks away before we even know the men and women's winner, and one of those two will again eventually move on and main event WrestleMania. 2 night event. We'll see what's going to happen there. Who are your favorites? What's going on? But hey, we're too far away to understand and know who's all the participants. But we do going to announce who's going to be in it so far. We're also going to give you a couple of updates on what's going on around the WWE news. And of course, our takeaway will be Roman Reigns' leadership. So I'm here with bringing on Hector V. What's going on, my brother?
How you doing?
How you doing?
I'm making it.
You're making it,
I'm
yeah,
making it. All
man.
right.
We didn't think we was gonna get to this show, man, with all these
Mm,
technical difficulties, but hey, we made it. I see that you got a new background over there, man. You kind of like moved.
yeah, kind of moving up on the world here. You know what I'm saying? So I got a good new
Hey,
setup thanks to you, and I got a new setup back here. We're making things better for 2023, baby.
hey, man, I'm almost there with you, man. Just a little bit more stuff to do from my upstairs. Put my studio in. I'll join you, man. I'll join you. But hey, before we even get started with WWE, we're going to road to the Royal Rumble, which is happening at the last weekend of January. But somebody else is also getting ready for some type of Rumble, and that is Northeast Wrestling. Now, these guys announced that Jimmy Hart, all right, the legend of WWE, man, is going to be there Saturday night, and it is going to be epic. I'm telling you, and it is sold out,
I mean,
sold out. That's pretty awesome, man. And and I'm telling you, Northeast Wrestling is probably one of the best wrestling in New England. And then you got Wrestling Beyond. That's every Thursdays, and I'm watching the IWTV. And then you got Northeast Wrestling, and then there's some other wrestling promotions out there, but this one's got it good, man. And one of the matches is a strap match between the former Northeast Wrestling champion Dan Moff with Vito with against Brian Anthony, and Brian Anthony's always been outnumbered for the past 6 months. Now, and probably a little bit longer. I think I want to say, yeah, about 6 months since Vito turned his back on Brian Anthony. Now he's with Dan Moff, and then Jimmy Hart. He's the one that's going to be at Brian Anthony's side. So I can't wait for this match to happen. Again, there's a strap match, so anything goes on that one. Also, Casey Navarro versus Jordan Oliver. These guys had their match a couple of months ago. However, it was a no contest because in reality, real life, Casey Navarro did had a knee injury, and he's fine now. And I just can't wait because this match was it was going. It was getting like the hype was in there and everything else. And then when he tried to get back in the rope, in the ring, because he like doing, man, these guys they fly, man. And
right.
the way he landed in the ring, he fell down. He had to get carried out. So
Mm.
glad that this match is happening, man. But because it's sold out, NEW decided to make another show, and it's a show before the show, which it starts at 2 o'clock p.m. in Bethany, Connecticut. And these are the matches so far: Miracle Generation versus the Brick City Boys. Uh, and then you have Jalen Brandon, one half of the tag team champs. He's joining in, so it's a 6-man tag, and then
Hmm.
along with the victorious BRG. So this match is already outstanding, man. I've seen these guys match up already. And you're just gonna get a brilliant show. These guys are fly high. Oh man, Miracle Generation. I mean, these guys are like the future champs of Northeast Wrestling.
All right. All right.
All
I
right.
mean, it
Uh,
looks like the Brick City Boys got a good a partner right there with BRG there.
yeah, so they have a new faction. There's two more people involved in there called the Victorium. So
Mm.
that's skyrocketing. And let me tell you, the last time we interviewed BRG,
Hmm.
like he had no fan base. you
Right.
know. But ever since, I don't know, ever since after that, that interview and everything, you see a couple, representing BRG. Now you got the crowd going for BRG on this one. You still get the Justin Bieber chants and stuff like
Right.
that. That still is going on. So it's mixed, but he's taking it to another level. I do foresee, and I'm predicting that somehow, some way, he'll be a champion for 2023. So we'll see on that one. Other match, Tina San Antonio versus Willow Nightingale. I seen Willow Nightingale match up. She's very, very awesome to see. She's very athletic. I've seen Tina San Antonio. Got to meet her, got to talk to her and everything. We have a common friend, okay? Rick Edwards. Yes, he's graduated with him in high school. Known him since childhood. And again, it's a small world out there.
Yeah.
But it's mad cool to talk to and everything else in person. But this match is going to be epic. And San Antonio is no stranger to NEW.
Right.
And you also have RJ Rude, who's a former tag team champion. He's going against Dan Moff. Now, you ask me, RJ Rude don't know what he's getting into. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Again, like it's like going heavyweight versus a lightweight. Like you're gonna get squashed, right? But RJ Rude is standing up for himself. He's wanting to prove everybody wrong that he can hang with Dan Moff. But I'm telling you right now, Dan Moff is he's gonna take care of business on his ass. The question is how he's gonna do it, and will Brian Anthony intervene to help out RJ Rude? Because I feel like that's gonna happen in this match. All right, moving on. Brad Hollister and Alec Price. Like this match is probably gonna steal the whole show. Alec Price is a guy that's known all over New England. I think he is a champion in other wrestling promotions. But this guy, if you ever see Wrestling Beyond or Beyond Wrestling, Wrestling Open, Alec Price is the man. He is the man. He has not got a victory yet in Northeast Wrestling. He did have a couple of matches against Casey Navarro, but did not succeed. But Brad Hollister is also a former NEW champion. And then JT Dunn, another former champion, goes against Love Doug. And all these guys that I'm mentioning, they're all going to be in the main event later on that night for Over the Top. And that's what it's called, Over the Top. And then the appearance of Brian Anthony and Jimmy Hart. And then lastly, Chris Battle. So Northeast Wrestling's got it going on, man. It really do. Also, I'm going to go ahead and invite Frank C, man. What's going on, bro?
What's going on?
Hey, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm glad I could join you guys.
Man, I'm kind of like happy you're here, man. But man, that jersey's blinding me, man.
Hey,
what's
man,
up with the?
That's my Dolphin jersey. I just threw it back there just for shits and giggles. I'm gonna hope they win against Buffalo. Who knows?
You're hoping. Your best hope was to stay home, man. I don't even know why they went to the playoffs.
I don't know either, man. But they stunk. But whatever. It is what it is. They're in.
Mm-hmm. All right. Okay. So, hey, let's go back to wrestling real quick. We're gonna talk to give you updates in the WWE, and we're gonna start with Vince McMahon, the former boss, has returned to the organization as the head of the board of directors. That's the information according to the SEC filing, and is made official out all over the media that he was voted in as to lead the organization. And with that, today was breaking news that Stephanie McMahon steps down as the co-CEO of WWE. So I don't know what's going on with over there. She did make a note, and this is what she said. About 8 months ago, I took leave of absence, and within a few weeks, unexpectedly had the opportunity of a lifetime. I had the privilege to return as the co-CEO of the chairwoman of the board of WWE. I cannot put into words how proud I am to have led what I consider to be the greatest company in the world, working alongside a remarkable leadership team and one of the strongest executives I have known in my co-CEO, Nick Khan. Our founder, Vince McMahon, has returned to as executive chair and is leading the exciting process regarding to strategic alternatives. And with Nick's leadership and Paul Triple H Levesque as chief content officer, I am confident WWE is in the perfect place to continue to provide unparalleled creative content and drive maximum value for shareholders. WWE is such a strong position that I have decided to return to my leave and take it one step further with my official resignation. I look forward for cheering on WWE from the other side of the business, where I started when I was a little kid as a pure fan. I will always remain dedicated to WWE. I truly love our company, our employees, our superstars, and our fans, and I am grateful to all of our partners. Thank you for everything. Then, now, forever, all together, Steph. A lot of words, man. A lot of words, but people are gonna come up with their assumptions. People are gonna come out with their stories or what it is. Bottom line is, she is no longer the involved with WWE. And I only could think about a couple of things here. One, knowing Vince McMahon and the situation that he found himself in, right? Could there still be a disagreement between him and his daughter, Stephanie? That's one thing. Two, she did take a leave of absence, right? She tried to take care of the family. Kids are getting older, and you're always on the road. That could also be another factor. You know what I mean? So, regardless of what's going on, we already know Vince is back, but he is not back as controlling what's going on in the show. Triple H is still doing that. It's been mentioned on several sources that Triple H is still running the business. And the thing is that he is back to get these TV contracts, and that possibly they might sell WWE.
Well, that has been the rumors. There's been rumors the past couple of days around going about that. You had Disney in the mix, you had NBC in the mix. So, I think also ESPN, Fox. So those are the rumors, but rumors are rumors. Once it happens, it's going to happen. Now, as far as Stephanie stepping out of the business, remember, she had left. Daddy had his issues. She came to back up Daddy and help Daddy out with the business while he took care of business. And now she's back to saying, hey, you know what? I'm back taking my leave of absence. Actually, it sounds more like she's retired right now. All right. She said, I'm gone. Okay. Because you know what? Vince came back. What does she have to do? If there's still a McMahon behind the scenes there. So
I just like the strategy that Vince McMahon did, and it's almost the same way he did with the XFL. Like there was always I just feel like he's never at fault in anything. Like he knows the system inside and out. He knows how to step aside while things are about to get heated up.
Mm-hmm.
And then once it's died down, I'll just come back to work now. All right, let's go. And he owns all those shareholders. You talk about shareholders. He's a shareholder. He owns majority of those stocks. So, like, he could just enter at any time. Oh, who's gonna vote unanimously? I vote myself. It reminds you of that movie with Adam Sandler, right?
Oh yeah.
I forgot the name of that movie. And then he finding out that it was the guy that loves the feet. I gotta find out that movie. It'll probably come back to me after the show. But yeah, I mean, politics. You just gotta know how to play the game. I think this man knows how to play. And I don't know if put yourself as a child, right? Like, yo, my dad was doing this and this and that, and how is everybody gonna look at me? How many people are gonna put that respect? And then I'm trying to do the woman revolution to get all these women here, yet my dad is trying to bang everybody. You know what I mean? And what's not to say the truth about Sasha Banks and Naomi, why they left? Was it really because of the storyline, or was it something deeper? It's just like everything started crashing down all of a sudden.
Yeah, it sure has seemed like that, and there may be more to it that we really know, because with wrestling being so, being staged, scripted, it's hard to tell sometimes when when the real things are hitting. And I believe that there's something between the McMahons that's more to it than what we're seeing. And I think that's more why Stephanie's stepping down. She don't want to be part of this heat. She'll let her husband deal with it. He knows how to deal with it better. And I think she'll just worry about her family, because at the end of the day, that's what comes first, not the business.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, but the new positive note on this one is Chelsea Green resigns with WWE. That also was an announcement today. So she is back to WWE. I'm just curious to see if her boyfriend, well, I don't even know if they're married, will return as well. Woo, woo, woo. You know it. So
Zack Ryder.
The internet
Yeah.
champion. Mhm.
the internet champion, which he's been a world champion in other wrestling promotions. So he's being very successful. And then we'll just go back to Frank's cousin, man. He's back on. We've been on break, and there he is, Dominic Mysterio.
Hey,
Like,
Vato.
Frank, man, what's up with your cousin, man?
I don't know, man. I just he did hard time, man.
Did you
Yo.
go visit him?
He
Yeah,
said,
bro, he did hard time, and he was all with the cholos over there. So, you know, I'm telling you, man. What we said
so
last
he
week,
come out with a flannel shirt, like
Conan.
unbuttoned in the bottom, and he got a bandana around his face, like, oh man, and them sunglasses. Come on, man, come on,
Conan.
really?
That's Conan.
That's Conan, right? Exactly.
Telling
So he's gonna be his appearance is like Conan, but he's trying to act like Eddie Guerrero, right? So is the storyline gonna go at the end to, well, look, son, you really wasn't my son, it was really Eddie? Like, what's going on there?
Hey, screw it. Not Eddie. You're a Conan. Screw it. You know what? Let's
Bottom
put a
line
twist
is
on
the
it.
storyline is gonna go back between him and Rey Mysterio. I'm
Yeah.
really not jiving with Karrion Kross versus Rey Mysterio. I think that WrestleMania moment should be between father and son.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't like it.
To close the saga, to close the chapter, I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, because he is now dubbed the most dangerous man in the WWE. Oh, Lord have mercy.
Really? Really?
I completely
Like,
disagree.
yo, when Miz said, yo, dude, but you was only there for a couple of hours, you know? Like, dude, I started laughing. Then he's trying to tell his story about how what was it? Somebody was talking smack about him, so he got out of his bed and smacked the shit out of
Yeah,
him.
just smack
Yeah.
him. Yeah,
Yeah. Who did he smack?
The guy in the lower bunk,
the bottom bunk guy. Yeah,
the bottom bunk guy, his bunkie.
yeah, his bunkie. Yeah,
Was it a small kid?
he might be in the Royal
he's
Rumble.
not that big.
He might be in the Royal. Oh, great. Really?
It'd be called bottom bunker.
Bottom. Dude,
don't know.
so like when they kept on saying like either you get pushed or you get pushed in, and as soon as he said pushed in, I was like,
That didn't sound right.
no, it did not sound right.
That needs a pause.
He's suspect.
I think they took his manhood, man. Sooner or later, like that storyline is driven to where they might just kick him out of the group.
Yeah,
Right?
it's just comical.
It seems like way.
It's
It
very
seems
comical.
like, yeah. But then it's like all the center of attention is at Dominic now. It's not Finn Balor. It's not Damian Priest. Is between him and Rhea Ripley. You know, everything's all social media.
His mommy.
With mommy, yeah. Like that don't even sound right either, man.
Yeah, no.
You know. So
Watch out, Buddy Murphy gonna get back into this. He's gonna take care of this situation like he did before.
now Buddy Murphy's really dating Rhea Ripley, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. So everything's always about Buddy Murphy, ain't it?
I'm just saying. He gonna
Yeah.
take care of Dominic like he did before. he gonna show him who's the bottom bunker.
Oh, man, we'll
Maybe.
leave it alone. Leave it alone.
But I'm digging the fact that Judgment Day is finally crossing paths with the bloodline, you know, in sense of the tag team titles.
Yeah, but it's not as I don't feel it. Like I don't feel the excitement that's happening. Like
Yeah.
if Edge was still there, I would have been like, all right, bet now we're getting somewhere. But I feel
Yeah.
like that time between Judgment Day and the Bloodline, like it went past. Like they should have had done it when it needed to be done. Rather if Judgment Day failed or whatever it is, at least they're legit. It was like that fight. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
But hey, who knows what can happen at the Royal Rumble? I feel like that's that match that might happen. Who knows? But Royal Rumble, let me give you an update on that one real quick. We have Bray Wyatt versus LA Knight. I kind of like it there. And then Roman Reigns and KO, they're going at it for the Universal Championship. I'm liking it. I love that build-up storyline. More to follow on that. And then the Royal Rumble. We have Kofi Kingston, Santo Escobar, Ricochet, Baron Corbin, Austin Theory, Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes, and Bobby Lashley. No one's mentioning Cody Rhodes, but when you start getting that video image and you start talking about what happened to his surgery and everything, he's coming back. He's there and he's already recovered. The timeline that they said already been past the maximum, so he'll be back.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, you know who's the last two? I'm gonna predict right now. I'm gonna tell you the last two standing will be Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins.
It's kind of predictable. It really is.
But man, I'm still aiming for Seth Rollins, man. Something else gotta happen for me to be like, I changed my mind.
I mean, who
There
could
goes
say?
Frank is shaking his head like, nah. What you got, man?
Listen, man, this is simple, man. They're making such a big deal out of Cody Rhodes. You know what? It was a big deal when he first came back. The freaking guy's coming back from injury. Okay, whoop we freaking do. Why do you have to just keep on announcing it on a regular basis? You know what? It is what it is. Do I think it's the last two going to be Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes? At this point, probably. Who's going to win it? They're going to give it to freaking Cody because Cody now deserves a shot over Seth Rollins because look at all the hype that they're doing with Cody. Makes no sense to me. You know what? Just bring back Sasha Banks. You know, in my opinion.
Sasha Banks already is in New Japan Wrestling, so she has a match against Kyrie in February. So, yeah,
doesn't matter. Just bring her back anyways. I'm going to say Sasha Banks every single show until she comes back. Sasha Banks.
Hector, you all right, buddy?
I think Hector's losing sound, losing mic. Hector needs a programmer over there.
All right.
You know.
Hold on. Let's see. Can you hear us?
I'll mute your mic, sir.
Oh, that's the problem. You got to unmute.
Okay.
There you go.
Look. Blink once for yes. Blink two for no. Can you hear us?
All right, man. He just lost everything right now. But hey, let's move on to the women's wrestling here. So far, 3: Liv Morgan, Candice LeRae, and Rhea Ripley. I still feel like Rhea Ripley's the favorite, just how it happened last year when it was just Ripley and Bianca Belair. There was the final two. I still think I don't see if anything, I love to see the final two being Rhea Ripley and Ronda Rousey. I would love to see those two tangle.
Yeah, or Alexa Bliss could be also one of the finalists.
Yeah, but I don't think I don't think Alexa Bliss. I really don't. I think because she has a storyline already with Uncle Howdy, you know, and then the way like nobody ever followed up on Uncle Howdy. You know, he just left there laughing and stuff like that. Oh, so you think you're in control? Oh. Yeah, really, dude? Really? That's it? Is that all you're gonna say? Yeah.
We can't hear you, Hector.
I know. Hector's all like, damn, I want to be part of this conversation, man. It's getting hot. It's getting real.
Hector, you know what? Start writing it to us and just post it up.
Nah, I tell you what, the dude just troubleshoot like we did last time. You come back on, and then we'll figure out the rest later. All right, I got you, bro. You're still on, baby. All right, moving on real quick. So we got the Bloodline, man, and this is gonna be our takeaway. And I wish Hector will be on. So I think he's still got time, but we're gonna discuss about a takeaway on the leadership of Roman Reigns. All right. So we all know that the bloodline is deep, and Roman Reigns recruited very well, got the Usos, the undisputed tag team championships. And Sami Zayn kind of not out of nowhere, after proving himself that there was a lot of conspiracy going on, really found himself with family. You don't got to be related to be family. All right. But certain things happened in SmackDown towards Roman Reigns at Sami Zayn. And man, he lost himself. He really did. As you can see right here in the pictures, right? Roman Reigns is not feeling it, man. He is not. And then in the ring, he started yelling at him and everything else. And he realized that it wasn't Sami Zayn. He has a KO problem. But even if that, leadership goes a long way. It really does. And there's a reason why Roman Reigns is still the WWE Undisputed World Champion. It's that leadership that he has in there, recognizing that he is not always perfect dealing with people, but he understands, having an apology here and there, acknowledges that even leaders that are top of the rankings, right? They make mistakes too. And I like Frank to get on this, because Frank, Roman Reigns realized what he did wrong, right? And he apologized and everything else. Gave Sami Zayn, a seat to get comfortable to watch it. I mean, they were having fun, eating popcorn and everything else. I mean, man, they're celebrating the Usos winning. So
Right.
how do you see this, in your opinion, on how Roman Reigns handled his business on SmackDown?
Well, a true leader is going to say when he's wrong, for starters. So the fact that he came about and he told Sammy, "Hey, I made a mistake. I'm wrong." I think he handled it pretty well. I don't think he did that bad of a job telling Sammy that, "Hey, it's not you, it's me." And as a leader, makes him a good leader, because we're not perfect. If perfect existed, we all wouldn't be here. So we're all bound to make mistakes, and as long as he recognizes it, makes him a decent leader. At least that's the way I see it. Hector?
I don't know. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, we definitely hear you. You gotta step away from the mic though.
My bad. Uh, Geez. You know, there's so many different leadership styles. Okay. And so it's like trying to pinpoint what exactly is his type of leadership style. Okay. I could be wrong, but I mean, the way I see it, he's one of those pace setters type leaders. Okay. And when I mean by pace setter, he's someone that sets the bar high. Okay. Because he was going after all the championship belts. So he's focusing on a goal, right? He's trying to, he's already acknowledged, as the tribal chief, but he's very slow to praise. Think about that. When was the last time he praised the Usos for winning one, let alone two tag team titles? You know what I'm saying? And for Sami Zayn to do what he's been doing as the honorary Us, he really hasn't gotten too much of the praise. Lately, he's been getting chewed out, but I feel like the Usos and Sami Zayn are doing what they're being asked to do, and yet it's not good enough for him. So Roman Reigns, I think he's not very motivated. He's not motivational. He's all self-centered to himself as a leader. And I'm really surprised that Solo Sikoa hasn't even said anything about it. He's just
I don't think Solo says anything.
Yeah, Solo doesn't talk.
He's the little brother. What's he gonna say?
Hey,
whatever my brother tells me. Chabuchi said go. I'm gonna go faster. But you're right in a sense, right? That yes, is all about him, but at the same time, it's his reputation and people around him that are close to him. That's another thing. We always, at the workplace and everything, we try to brief everybody, hey, do this, do that. Be careful what you do outside of work, because what you do reflects our business, right? So we have a rep.
Mhm.
You got to hold that reputation to high standards, and there's nothing wrong with that, you know. And not every place you're gonna be like, hey, good job, whatever it is. You're doing your job, do it well. The problem is if you don't do your job well, you already know which direction you're going, right?
And see,
But
I think that's the problem with the workplace. As employees or whatever, we always get scrutinized for what we're not doing, but we don't get the praise for when we're doing something. You see, it's like it should go both ways. It should not just lean one way, and that could lead to a stressful environment,
But
in the workplace,
that depends on the leader,
right?
because it's up to your leader to acknowledge that you're doing things correctly, and it's also up to the leader to acknowledge when you're doing it wrong. Okay, a good leader is one that's going to call you out on both.
Right.
if you look at, I mean, he did that. He did that. Roman Reigns did that, but he had to do things that we saw as, man, he's doing it the wrong way. Like, for example, attacking his tag team, the Usos, right? Jay Uso, and then his brother had to come over here to save him. Remember that the start of the
Yeah.
bloodline and how everything developed. This is the party that you have now. Now we see why he did what he had to do, right?
Right.
But to take that time to realize, you know what, I got to think about this. And who knows if he consulted with Paul Heyman on this and stuff like that, right?
Why is that?
Because again, Paul is there, and I think Paul's getting. He even told him, I like you, Sammy." You know what I mean? But then it's like that presence, like you like him, but what's really gonna happen? You know what I mean? But you also got to watch out for something. You got to be careful how you treat your employees. Like Roman Reigns, better be careful how you treat Sami Zayn, because when they get disgruntled, they start making other choices. I won't say bad choices or good choices. They make other choices, and as the storyline is driven, you have a KO problem, and Sami Zayn did admit, even though he didn't complete his sentence, that is still Kevin Owens' best friend, whether he like it or not. You know what I mean? So if he needed somebody on his side, I know it's going to be Kevin Owens. It's not going to be the bloodline. And I think that's what it's geared to. I don't think it's going to happen this soon, but I wouldn't be surprised if this is a SummerSlam moment where Sami Zayn is already getting kicked out of the bloodline. I'm just saying. So the honorary Usos, you could get rid of that title in a heartbeat, and there are times that I feel like, damn, this is it. This is that moment, but then it doesn't happen. So if I was Sami Zayn, I'll be careful. I really do. But because something happened at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah. I don't think Kevin Owens giving up on Sami Zayn. He's not.
Well, he even mentioned that he's not worried about him. He's done with him, but he's not done with the Usos. But now he got a match for the World Heavyweight Championship and the Universal title. You know what I mean? But this Friday, it'll be Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens. I'm interested to see how that outcome is going to happen.
Yeah, Kevin. To me, Sami Zayn is in a hard, like stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Rock and a hard place.
Yeah, because with his best friend, but then the tribal chief, he doesn't know what to do. He really is.
Man, looking at his face though, man. I mean, he like, man, what do I do? Or sometimes I feel like he's thinking like, what's my next strategy? What's my next exit here? How can I do this? Like, you can't pass nothing on Sami Zayn, man. This guy got the answers to everything. He does.
He was always about the conspiracy theory, right? So I think he'll figure out something.
Listen, Sammy's gonna go do what he's always done.
And that is,
he's
gonna what?
He's gonna go wrestle.
Really?
Right, and he's gonna talk his way out of it.
He's gonna wrestle his way out of it, is what you're saying?
No, I said he's gonna talk his way out of it. He's gonna try, because something's gonna happen.
Of course. Why? That's why
Okay.
they got a story. The number one storyline in WWE is Sami Zayn.
So
Honestly.
something's gonna happen, and he's gonna find a way to talk his way out of it.
All
I mean,
right.
he could be the one that makes the bloodline fall. He could be the Trojan horse. Who knows?
That could be an
Nah.
awesome possibility. I agree with you there. But something big has to happen. We're so close to WrestleMania. We still got after Royal Rumble, we still got the Elimination Chamber. Then we have that the WrestleMania, and then after that, news come out. Matter of fact, in July, they got the Money in the Bank in London. So you already know that's gonna be popping. All right. So they relived that moment of Money in the Bank, which is pretty cool. Instead of having it in a regular arena, they're gonna have a big place where, again, it's gonna be a big attraction in London. So that's pretty cool. And to see maybe a possibility of Sami Zayn being involved in that, something's got to give, man. Something's got to give.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, like I said, I think before the year end, Sami Zayn is going to be the cause of the bloodline dismantling.
Yes. We got some comments going on here. I got Alexis Ortiz. He says Roman is okay, but either KO or Cody win the Rumble and beat Roman at Mania. Sammy ready to bounce. Hear me out. Sammy and KO beat the Usos for the tag titles, and Cody beats Roman. As many people want to chime in about Cody Rhodes, I just got one thing to tell you, and I kept saying it on my show all the time. Every time Seth freaking Rollins is done with a chapter, he always goes and talks about Roman Reigns. Like that has been his target. And no one seems to be talking about it because everybody's worried about other superstars. The face of WWE as of now, of course, is Roman Reigns. No question. But you can't not turn your back on Seth freaking Rollins because he too is the face of WWE. And remember how he started his new theme song when nobody's sang. All he has to do is pop up and everyone is singing. Look what happened in Alabama on Monday Night Raw. He didn't have to say much, but as soon as he said, dude, I just want to hear my song, and everyone is singing, and that is popping. And when you have that pop, I'm telling you, you're going to go far. Seth Rollins, I'm telling you, no matter what type of person, visionary, the architect, the whatever he is, that dude is the man.
He is. Everywhere he goes, Hector, we can't hear you again. But everywhere he goes, he's always.
My money's on Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns. You say Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. I mean, I could also see a possibility of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn winning the tag team titles, but that's a long shot right there.
Okay, so I got a question here.
Okay, go ahead, shoot it.
Roman Reigns will have to pass WrestleMania in order to have over 1,000 days.
I think it's going to be a month after WrestleMania.
Right. See, so I don't see him losing the titles at WrestleMania, knowing that that's a milestone for him that they can actually put him on there at 1,000 days as champion.
So let me ask you this. Do you think that both belts could collide and make it at one?
If they're going to do that with the tag team, they might as well do that with that one.
Right. So what I'm saying is that once, let's say Roman Reigns wins and he wins both matches because he's going to have to wrestle twice.
Right.
Therefore, you could probably see that somehow they'll change the belts. There's been rumor about a belt change anyway. Okay. And I think the other one is the tag team championships. I took a glance of it, and it was pretty cool. I should have posted it up there. But I think they're combining that, and I can see a reason why is because there ain't that many tag teams in the WWE. There's no need, So I feel like that's gonna happen. But then like if you're making these other titles prestigious, like the Intercontinental Champion, like you have back there behind you, or the United States Championship, which I have to unveil here, you know, I got a feeling that it's worth it because you don't need so many champions, man. You don't need it.
I agree. I mean,
Got a
make
question.
one champion. Yeah.
Got a question. Speaking of champions, who's the female tag team champions?
The Damage Control.
That's right. I forgot because it's hardly ever said.
Really? We're talking about the bloodline and everything else. You just out of nowhere said, "Well, who's the women's champion?" I'll
Yes.
tell you who the
I
champion.
mean, we
It
started talking
doesn't
about
matter
that.
who the champion is. No stop.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, I think a lot has to do with who's going to step up against the tag team champions. I'm glad you brought that up because that's another story here is what's going to happen with them because I haven't seen that many tag team women's. I haven't seen it at all.
I got a theory.
No,
not
Theory cannot be involved. No, he
They
has
put a
the
wig
U.S.
on
No.
What about Ronda and Baszler?
Yeah,
That
but then
is a good tag team.
their gimmick sucks.
I
though.
get it. But if they're gonna be doing something,
They
put
need
the
to
tag-
be them. Stop acting. Be them. Be them. Just let them be true. I miss Shayna Baszler when she was in NXT. That attitude, I miss that.
the Queen of Spades, yeah.
The Queen of Spades. She needs to be that person, that character. Ronda Rousey, she don't gotta say nothing. Every time she speaks, man, I'm like, man, oh, it's
Yeah, 'cause
terrible.
to me, they watered down Baszler when they put her with Nia Jax. They watered her down. A lot of comedy there and everything like that. So I think it'd be best to put the tag titles around their waist. I think it'll be more beneficial and let Damage Control do something else because they're not doing nothing with those titles.
No, I think I've seen better in NXT than seeing it in the main roster. It's just not. And again, that's another reason why Sasha Banks and Naomi probably left because no one's doing nothing for the women's division.
Right.
Look, we even got Charlotte Flair back, and she became instantly the champion.
Because it's best for business.
Best for business. It's best for her to be a 14-time champ, so she has to lose it soon, so she could try to catch up, and hopefully Ric Flair is still alive when she makes it, 17 time and break it.
Yeah.
That's exactly what's gonna happen. Which I disagree, because the only person I feel like that's deserving is John Cena.
I agree.
I don't agree with that.
Well,
I do.
I think
know.
Hector agrees. I think Hector thinks it should be Andre the Giant then, right?
Andre couldn't even have it one time. I'd
Now
rather
bring
see
back
Charlotte Flair.
Hulk Hogan.
Yeah,
that's what it is. That's his
you know what?
favorite,
Yes,
Hulk Hogan.
Hogan should be it.
Yeah,
Why not? man?
that's Hector. Hector's gonna say, you know what? Bring in Sting.
Lord have mercy. Now you're really going overboard. Delete yourself.
Delete. Hey, he was a former champion too. Bring him on. Bring the Hardys.
Yeah. I mean, I'd rather see Charlotte Flair
Randy
break
Orton.
it than John Cena. Randy
No,
Orton to me
it-
is deserving.
I
Orton
think
is
Randy
deserving.
Orton, as long as his back is okay,
Yeah.
because that's what the reports are. And I thought maybe it was a storyline, but when you have TMZ on that talking about him and his health, I don't think that I don't think he's coming back. Honestly, I think it's serious than what's been reported. You
he's
haven't
been gone
heard
for a long
anything.
time.
And he had a great gimmick. Between him and Matt Riddle, they had it going on, man. They really did. I got Matthew Acarpio. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? If it's between Charlotte or Cena to surpass Flair's record, it makes sense that Charlotte surpasses it, but Cena too. Stuck in the middle between those two. Yeah, I mean, I understand Cena is now a part-timer, so he probably want nothing to do with the belts, and it makes sense. But then I look at The Rock. He was a part-timer, and all of a sudden he got the belt, which I had disagreed. That's what I'm telling you now. The Rock probably ain't going to be involved in the Royal Rumble. I just don't see it. I see it as a separate how you say it, storyline involving with Roman Reigns. I really do.
So could it mean that Roman Reigns is going to wrestle Saturday and Sunday?
Well, the rumor is that that's supposed to happen. Yes, that is supposed to happen.
And I do not see him dropping either belt on WrestleMania.
Yeah, I hear Matthew says poor Steph. Yeah, at the beginning of our show, we mentioned about how Steph stepped down. There's got to be a family feud going on over there for her to just immediately step down.
Yeah.
But
Telling you, it was no feud. It was taking care of the business while Daddy was away. That's what
true.
it is.
It could be. But again, it's like
keeping McMahon running it.
It's like I told you, man. Why would you be in the business when you already have those allegations? You know what I mean? It just doesn't fit right.
Yeah.
And again, she did step down. She stepped down when the allegations came out. When those emails started going around, she stepped down before Vince made it official that he was gonna retire supposedly. And you see how long that went. He did a Tom Brady, but he did the NFL Tom Brady way. But hey, sticking with this, man. The takeaway once again, Roman Reigns showing his leadership, showing that listen, I can make mistake, could actually apologize to a person face to face, and that's what good leaders do. You know, you make a mistake, you know, you hash out, and things happen. Things happen. And that's good because he did have a strategy. He did a solution. He got a KO problem. Guess what? Hey, Sami Zayn, you're the honorary Uce. Go fix it for me. It's going to be Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens on Friday Night SmackDown. It could be the main event. So let's see what happens there. See, the thing is, one question before we end our show is, if Sami Zayn loses, what do you think is going to happen?
Oh, the Bloodlines will beat the crap out of him.
All right. What do you think, Hector?
I think so too.
Yeah.
But bring Solo into this and give him a punishment that he'll remember. And then I think that's going to fuel him to later on turn his back on the Bloodline.
I think what's going to happen is nothing. He ain't going to. No one's losing. It'll be a disqualification. And Kevin Owens is going to get jumped. Drew McIntyre and Sheamus are going to come out of nowhere. We didn't even mention them two because they've been together instead of the Brawling Brutes. Why not them two team up and then take out the Usos?
That could be the reason why the Usos lose the title.
Adding Judgment Day involved is just prolonging the what's going to happen because you already got Drew and Sheamus together. There's no way that you're just going to have them together and then lose that momentum. Okay? I got a feeling them two versus the Usos in WrestleMania. How about that?
Yeah. I mean, I can see that happening. But I don't see the Usos losing the titles like that. I just think WrestleMania is too big of a stage for the Bloodline to start falling apart. It's going to be another pay-per-view down the line this year where we'll start seeing that happen. But I think they're going to get over that hump of WrestleMania. I think it's just too much of a hype right now, and I think everybody's just believing into the hype that's something bad is going to happen there. You got to move your chess pieces in the right position to checkmate the king. And I think that's what Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are doing here. They're probably playing the Bloodline, making things seems as if there's problems. And then like you said, you got Sheamus, you got Drew McIntyre. Who knows? The Street Profits might get back into the mix here. I don't know. I'm just saying.
It's a conspiracy.
Yeah.
There's a conspiracy. Let's not forget how Sami Zayn started. Mm-hmm. There's a conspiracy. But we'll see. We'll see. But thank you guys for being on the show. Once again, you're listening to the HHW Show podcast. You can listen to us on your favorite audio devices, Spotify, Google, Amazon, Apple, TuneIn, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast platform. It is the HHW Show, the hard-hitting wrestling show presented by CMG Sports. thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in. Thank you for the comments, Alex Ortiz and Matthew. Thank you for being involved and everyone else listening. It's been one hell of a show. But next week, we have a fantasy Royal Rumble. We're taking the active roster. We're leaving out all the champions and the tag teams. We're going to promote within 30-man battle royal. Okay. Most of them from Raw and SmackDown. And we're filling in with the NXT superstars that we felt that could be well fitted in there. So stay tuned to that. That will be next week. Yeah, that's right. So watch yourself because it's gonna be epic. I know it. I love it. Go ahead, Frank. What you gonna say?
No, nothing. I was gonna say goodbye. Have a good day, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Man, he was ready. He saw that how he was like, oh, fantasy Royal Rumble. Oh hell.
Oh
Yeah.
damn.
Oh damn. That's right. You gotta love it, man. You gotta love it.
Yeah. No Andre the Giant in the Battle Royal, Frank.
Why not?
No.
Okay, fine. Big John Studd then.
Big John Studd.
Fine. You know what? Fine. Forget it. Sasha Banks. There we go.
The men's Royal Rumble, man. The men's Royal Rumble.
Oh, I'm sorry. China.
Good night, everybody.